chat with anybody about that.
Moving to sports now, our Nick Mantis joins us with a look at sports tonight. It was a big day for Michigan Wolverine fans, wasn't it?
Yes, Sherry. Jim Harbaugh and his defending Big Ten football champs took the podium today during day one of the Big Ten football media days. Of course, our 6 Sports team has the full coverage. And one thing that may have shocked some Michigan fans, you're going to hear about it. Plus, the Area 313 Celebrity Scramble at the Rocket Mortgage Classic was tonight. And some local sports stars were showing off their skills. We're going to hear from them when we come back.
This is the 6 Sports Desk.
Well, it all began today. After winning the Big Ten football championship last season, the Michigan Wolverines were back on the field where they won it all at Lucas Oil Stadium for the first day of the Big Ten football media days. Our Audrey Dahlgren and Ian Kress were there to chat with the defending Big Ten champs, and the Michigan men made it very clear what their goals are for this season.
Last year at Big Ten Football Media Days, Michigan spoke very passionately about one thing, and that was beating Ohio State. Sure enough, the goal came to fruition last year with the Wolverines taking down the Buckeyes, and now as they look ahead to 2022, they have another goal in mind.
Yeah, it involves beating Ohio State and Michigan State in the exact same season, as that is something that hasn't happened for Michigan since 2003. And when speaking with quarterback Cade McNamara today, he said that is something that still eats at them.
We lost 2 games last year, and that was one of them. And I think, the way we lost sucked. And I think, we're definitely going to circle Michigan State this season. It's upsetting that, we lost that game, and that fuels a lot of dudes who didn't beat them the year before that as well.
I mean, you never want to lose any game, and then Michigan State and Ohio State, that's just bigger. That's the cherry on top of not losing. So we haven't done it, and we're trying to do it this year.
Beat Ohio State and Michigan State in the same year, win the Big Ten championship, and win the national championship. Those are our 4 goals.
Another interesting thing that Harbaugh brought up today and mentioned is that apparently there's a quarterback battle in Ann Arbor this year.
Yeah, between Cade McNamara, who started every game last season, and sophomore quarterback J.J. McCarthy, who was a 5-star out of high school. But according to Cade, the job is his.
I feel like it's my team. I feel like nothing against anyone. I just think, I've put myself in a position that, if I say something, it will be listened to.
If you're picking a quarterback off of stats alone, Harbaugh even said today that over 50% of McNamara's drives last year ended in points.
Probably the most important stat to remember is that last year, McNamara led them to a Big Ten title on that field. Inside of Lucas Oil Stadium, I'm Ian Kress.
And I'm Audrey Dahlgren, 6 Sports.
Well, thank you, guys. Another big part of day one was hearing from Big Ten Commissioner Kevin Warren. He got the day started with his speech at the podium where he talked about USC and UCLA joining the Big Ten Conference, but he also shared that he's a big fan of expanding the college football playoff.
I'm 100% supportive of college football playoff expansion. I'm excited. We have meetings coming up in September and October to be able to talk about these issues. I'm 100% supportive for college football playoff expansion. What is that right number? We'll figure it out. I'm confident we will get college football playoff expansion resolved.
Well, the Michigan State Spartans will have their day on the podium tomorrow at the Big Ten Football Media Days. But today, we got some more preseason award watch list announcements. MSU defensive lineman Jacob Slade was named to the Outland Trophy watch list. The trophy goes to the best interior lineman in college football. That includes offense and defensive linemen. And then Xavier Henderson was named to the Nagurski Trophy watch list, which goes to the best defensive player in college football. Stick with 6 Sports for more preseason award announcements for the Spartans. And speaking of some Spartans, Michigan State basketball coach Tom Izzo couldn't have been happier playing some golf tonight with fellow Michigan sports legends and the Hall of Famer and former Detroit Lions wide receiver Calvin Johnson. Now, another Lions great, Barry Sanders, was putting that muscle behind his drive, but he didn't like the way it was heading down the fairway. Calvin Johnson going for a birdie putt, and even he can't believe that he drained it, getting the congratulations from partner and PGA pro Jason Day. And Matt Kuchar was matched up with Tom Izzo, and when you sink a shot like this, the Hall of Fame basketball coach makes sure to give you a high five. Izzo and Kuchar ended up winning the scramble. So, Coach, what did you think of your partner?
Thank God I recruited well, because Kuchar and Hooks were very good, and they kind of carried us. But it is nerve-wracking up there. That's one thing about places like golf, where in basketball somebody else can screw up. You got 5 on your team, you can hide. There's no hiding in golf, But I really did enjoy it. I was with a bunch of good guys, and I did make one birdie putt. And when you win by 1, I'm saying I made the winning putt, even though it's not true.
That's what I'm telling everybody too. We'll be right back with a final look at your forecast, so stay with us.
enjoy tomorrow because it's actually going to feel cooler.
I mean, the next few days, this is what you live for in Michigan. These cool summer nights and pleasant afternoons. We've got some showers, but not a lot of rain. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you just can't beat it. But we start to turn back towards a summer-like pattern on Monday with some showers. We're near 90, and then here we go again. Low to mid-90s, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Any one of those days, when you get the 90s in summertime, you can't totally rule out a pop-up thunderstorm, but there's no system nearby, so I think overall it looks mainly dry and just hot and humid.
Yeah.
Just look like copy and paste for all of that entire 92, 92, 92, 92.
Pretty easy forecast for me next week.
All right.
Take the rest of the week off.
Yeah.
All right.
See you tomorrow. Good night.